Hi, Scorpio. This is my cat. One of my kitties who likes to appear in readings sometimes. My little Cece. Alright, I'm really excited to get into this with you, and I want you to see the Fool here because I'm going to use it. These cards on the bottom. So up here we have the Knight who's on a horse. We have a Pentacle, Knight of Pentacle. We have the Death. What I just realized, and I'm doing this almost right after I did the first part this time, Ace of Pentacles, bam, right in the beginning, or right in the center. So everyone, even them, everything's like geared. They're even looking, she's looking straight forward. But there's a focus on how you make money, how you use money, new ideas for money. There's something that's very expansive in your mind. You've let yourself think about it, and you're letting yourself think about it even more, because now you're less afraid of what comes next, because you have all of the supportive characters around you, or the supportive people, because you see more happening already. There's things already unfolding in your life in a way that you know that at this time, if you continue, if you give this to yourself and let yourself receive this, that this moment and what's happening in this month, as I said before, but a little differently now, it's going to change the course of your future. You may even find that this Leo full moon completely connects to what's going to unfold until Leo season. If there's someone in your life who has good news for you, then maybe let them celebrate with you. For some of you, amongst all of this goodness, there is something that's been drawn out a little bit too long, and that this is all kind of emphasizing this next venture. Don't be attached to where you are too much. And I know that's like, oh, this is a fixed sign, you have lots of fixed energy. The fixed signs are all going through especially a spiritual change for the most part. Aquarius is like, okay, I've been doing this for a while now. Everyone else is going to get a dose of what I've up-leveled to. Saturn's has been running its course through through Aquarius. And now you see where you can be more generous with your time or your efforts. And where you feel like you've just been given a piece of what you can surround yourself in. I'm just waiting for the Empress card. There's an Aries in your life. I think this is you, but if there is an Aries in your life, I think this is a new beginning. They could be this gateway into showing you. You know, they could have just came into your life all of a sudden and been like, woo, this is all I have. Like, this is how you do it. Yeah, man, no problem. And you feed off of that. Or there's someone in your life that could have exposed that to you. If there is any chance that you're single, a lot of people are going to want your attention this month. And you'll have your choice, but don't just choose because you have choices. And don't just give your parts of yourself away, because it might set this back a little bit. You can take that however you want. That could be your mind, body, anything. What I mean by that is, don't confess your love like just because it's Valentine's Day. If you're not there yet, I'll let yourself keep going, because this is something that can feel very normal, or the feeling of what's going on, it can be very normal. But towards the end of the month into towards the end of the month, probably like the last week, you start to realize how important this is. Aquarius moves into Mercury on the 11th. And I think that day, even, it could be exactly that day, is where you draw the line for your life. It could be a day that you quit your now job, where you break up with your now partner, you start dating, making something official, or you make a date. So it could be one or the other, but either way, it's a new start. Either way, you've been waiting for this moment to make this change, and the time comes and you're like all for it. And then you realize again how grateful you are. And then you realize how you can't push this farther. You can't push this onto the things you want to grow. What's happening is the growth. Voila. Don't push further. You'll just end up regretting or putting your tail between your legs. This is for you to really start to write that new story, that next part of your life. You've done a lot of the work, Scorpio. You've done this groundwork that for some of you just never thought would end, but really you just had to, build some stairs. Build a bridge and get over it is what someone was. I don't know when we were saying that. Oh, me and my friend. Build a bridge and get over it, but don't, I don't mean it like that, but I do at the same time. There's a Virgo in your life, and they just think they can speak to you however, especially as Mercury enters Aquarius, or they say something to you even in a very direct and honest way, and you're really listening. That could promote the change too. There could be someone who provides that to you in the right moment at the right time, which is why this judgment is so heavy, and it's right over the Ace of Pentacles, is that they may say something so profound, even in just a normal way. It's not like, hey, listen up. Sometimes things just sound like that to you because it's perfect timing for you to hear it. So it's like surround sound, but they didn't say it loudly, I've never stressed that so much before. And you have the skill to realize why. You have the energy, the power, the dexterity. I like that word now. And what you see and becomes very clear to you through all of this is that wow, look at all these aces. I want to be careful how I say this. I don't want to just say anything right here, because this, I think, is an important message. After that happens, you kind of realize, you may realize, hey, what, why that hit me so hard? And then you get the answer, whether from yourself, like magic, or you just pick one of these things up and woo, here it is. A part of you, maybe, for some of you, obviously general reading, almost felt like what you have the capability to do now was lost. That there was a point in your life where you thought you could have it, and now that you're here, you realize that you're even grieving this side of yourself, just briefly, and realizing that taking whatever ownership or accountability you needed to take has given so much more power and substance to where you're at now in your life. You're not just this transparent, vulnerable creature with a magnetic sexual energy, and that's not just in terms of physicality and lust, but this lust for life renews itself in a way where you have more control, but you feel more free. I think that's all you ever really want, Scorpio, but first sometimes you need that person or that thing in your life to put so much of yourself into, reveal yourself to, be so open and honest with that, then you can be more honest with life. There's a few of you I could say that, but Mars is saying clear here that you have it all, and which means you know, sometimes we're like, oh, I don't want anything. And then you realize maybe that's the pure potential that you need to be in as you create everything. As you go out on a limb for yourself, realizing that vulnerability breeds strength, resilience, whether it's in front of people or not. It makes you realize that if you give more power to maybe the humility you have felt, and that maybe it's time to give more power to the truth you were shown, and how that could change your reaction to something. Unless you know you're doing something and you get caught, I mean, hey, that's a real thing. I mean, that Virgo could have caught you. Great mixture too, though, by the way. But you have so much at your fingertips. By the end of the month, you have conquered, yes, empowered. You have conquered so much inside of yourself that you've empowered the real control, the real love. And now you want to protect it by building something so big, like a grand gesture towards yourself, for the universe even, a grand gesture towards the universe. It's possible and it's happening. Okay? Pisces season will help clarify that. We'll see you next month.